Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Monday. I'm definitely dealing with this like Johnny Bravo hair. So thank you guys for being so kind, which I'm prefacing this like, please be kind. I was talking to Jason while I was blow drying my hair, and I didn't realize that I was going to give myself some sort of like cowlick. So here we go. Happy holidays. We have so much going on. We have family coming in town, and it's going to be an interesting week. I think it's going to be a really fun week. And the holidays are always a great time to spend with your family. So I hope you guys are having the best time. I know that a lot of it is like shopping and shit like that. And we're like, what the does everybody want? I don't know either. I'm right there with you guys. But in the meantime, at least we can do escapism and we can talk about Bravo. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. Let us know in the live chat where you're watching from. And let's welcome the husband, Jason Bryant.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on? I finally got some photos on the wall, so I don't look as like, like I live in a box of just like unfinished business.
Can I just say really quick, because I like to maintain transparency with like the Addams family. So it's always about like 20 minutes before we go live. I'm like usually recording shit before we go live. And then I ask Jason, I'm like, do you want a coffee? And he's like, yeah. And so then I'm rushing to get back after I get him a coffee. But he has his coffee, which is great. That's going to make for a better life.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, husband, for doing that. It's funny. We have a full-blown espresso machine that we just don't use, or we forget to like
from Williams-Sonoma.
Yeah, I know. We're always like kind of in. Why'd you have to throw that in there? You're not Kris Jenner.
No, well, because it was gifted. I'm not saying we bought it. No, it was gifted.
No, I just, it's just like we're always on the move. So it's yeah. God, it's cold here too.
Guys, it's like 31 degrees and I'm running around in shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops. If I get sick, it's my fault.
I do have to say, like, I love being here, guys, and I've seen some comments to like, hey, Jason, please don't go anywhere. We started Hot Messy Topics from Hot Messy Podcast, which was our podcast from before. And I'm so happy to be here because I really enjoyed this community, and I enjoy watching your comments and here during the chat is like really fun to be with you guys. I've seen a lot of things get really aggressive, especially over the weekend. There were a lot of very unfortunate events that happened all over the world, which make me really sad. And I've noticed some of that aggressiveness coming into our comments, and to our subscribers are getting that kind of aggressiveness onto them. So I'm just really happy that YouTube has a very great AI tool to moderate some of those comments. So we're going to do our best to keep this a very happy, thriving community away from all of the chaos. But our prayers go out to everybody who was affected by this past weekend over the world.
Can I
just way to start the holiday?
Since we're speaking of chaos, though, can I just say, guys, what's so funny is Jason and I, being a married couple, and we've been together for 12 years, right? So like,
we're still at 11. We're
still at 11.
Tomorrow it's gonna be 13.
When we bicker, it's like, oh my God, it's like Hatfields and McCoys. It's just like you don't want to be a part of it. Because there's a lot of testosterone, but then when somebody comes at us from the side, we're like, what? And this morning we ended up joining a new gym.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say the gym, but we ended up joining a new gym. And all of a sudden we're sitting there and we're just like minding our business. And there was this woman who was multiple rows down, and she turns around and like yells at us. Can you shut up?
No, she's like, could you stop talking? Shut up. We weren't even really talking at all because we're working out. We're on a fucking treadmill. Like, we're running as fast as we can possibly go. There's only so much I can get out of my damn mouth, And all you were asking, I think you asked me like a question, I answered you, and she snapped. This girl, and not a fun face either. Like if someone snaps at you, at least be pretty. And I was like,
you can't do both. You can't be ugly and snap. You have to be pretty and snap, or you have
to
shut the fuck up.
But the way she did it in front of all of those people, it was like
so embarrassing
for a moment. So all I was I'm trying to be nicer in the holidays a bit, but like some just get me, So I went over and I said, I am so sorry that we were so loud. I didn't know you could hear us under that ugly headband you're wearing. That's all I said. But it was true. And I don't appreciate, like, why do people do that? Like, don't do that if you can't take it back. She was all obviously embarrassed, but we are in the holidays. Be nice.
Be nice.
Like, we're all working out. We're having fun. Everyone's in a good mood except you, face. So like, why can't we just all like get along and have a good workout? Listen to the good music. The instructor is fucking amazing. Let's like kill it and go home and have a great day. Don't spread nastiness. I'm so sick of that. But I feel like that's the way the world is going.
Tara Leitner said, "You're in a gym, not a library. People are just angry.
People are angry and people want to be angry. Adam, you even see it in the comments. Like, people are really invested in their anger towards even housewives and how they feel about things. And it's kind of crazy.
Well, what was so funny, you guys? I'm totally, before we get into all of this, I just want to give you guys like a little kind of like backstory, but I feel like I'm definitely like the manifesting king. So whether it's good or bad, however I'm feeling,
oh my God, yeah.
It comes true. It's the weirdest shit. And so I was like, okay, karma will get you. So in the same plaza, we go and we get Starbucks and we turn around and we come back and the woman is sitting there and her tire is flat and she's on the phone. She's like flailing her arms.
Probably angry.
On the phone,
yeah.
Very angry. And she's like, what the like my tire's flat. I got to get it fixed, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, and I don't wish that on anyone. You don't know.
No, I don't either.
You'd never know what people are going through. That's a big, big thing. Like, people go through things like loss of family. This weekend has been chaotic for the world. Like all of this kind of shit. Like, you never know what people are going through, but at the same time, just don't open your mouth. Like, don't participate in that,
Yeah. Tara Leitner, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker.
Oh, thank you.
So guys, we have a lot to talk about. The first thing that I wanted to sort of discuss was the fact that, of course, we know that Bronwyn Newport is going through, they're calling it a separation, but I'm calling it a divorce. I feel like Monica Garcia even said this on Carlos King's podcast, where she was like, I feel like Bronwyn was trying to find her own identity. She was trying to like kind of come up with her own career. And eventually she was going to step away from Todd Bradley's shadow, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I called this.
I mean, you called it too, but what we didn't know was this. Here we go.
Oh God.
Thank you to Breaking the Rules pod clips and also to Dana Wilkie.
Newport has separated from Todd Bradley. Now, you guys know as well as I do that Todd Bradley and Bronwyn Newport, it was reported, because I covered it, in legal documents back when they had all those problems with the dogs that, were biting people and stuff, that in those lawsuits, it was stated on several occasions, going back a few years now, that Todd and that Bronwyn were essentially living separated in separate lives. And in these stories to do with Bronwyn's dogs biting people, there were quotes from the court records, and in them was a golden nugget. And one of them was that they had been living separately from 2016 to 2018. And perhaps he didn't want it public that they were separated this whole time. But then when things started to come out on the show that demonstrated that he was acting separated, it was a bad look for Bronwyn. It was a worse look for Todd, right? Because he's an investment banker. Plus, her daughter, it just so happens, is leaving for college and is 18. Maybe that also influenced Todd to say, listen, it's time for us to go public about being separated. Is it possible that Bronwyn has had a secret split the whole time with Todd, and what we're seeing on the show is bullshit? Bronwyn Newport has separated.
Wait, what do you think?
So I have two theories. One, maybe you separated because the dog attacked somebody and you wanted to make sure that you had the finances separated. That way they couldn't take everything from you. Or two, maybe you separated because there were things that were happening, because on the show, you're like sitting there and you're like, oh, well, if you want to be in an open relationship, you have people who are accusing your husband of potentially talking to other women. And you're also sitting there talking to him about saying, like, if you want to talk to other women, I'm okay with that. Which, in what fucking relationship Do you start off and be like, we are husband and wife, but you know what? If you want to talk to somebody else, go ahead. No one.
No, dude, if you came
That
to
doesn't
me
work
and you're
out.
like, you know what, Jason, I just want to talk to other people, I'd be like, someone find me my knife. Like, you better run. That would just not be like,
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I did say this, and then also someone in the live chat says this too. I kind of just watching all of their interactions through the past 2 seasons Bronwyn's been on, it's very weird to watch them together. It's almost uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I have been waiting for the moment for her to be like, hey, I want to go separate ways, because now I have the show, I have the relevance, I have, the celebrity of the Bravo fandom and stuff like that, where I can move on by myself and do bigger and better things, and potentially move on and be happier. Like, when you look at a photo of Todd and Bronwyn, you're like, what's the catch? Like, what's the catch here? It's not Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. You see why that works. It's obvious. This is very strange. It's a
lot of money.
That too. It's
And
a lot
also,
of money, but why does your house look like that then?
Can I talk about God? Which is so funny, because like that ugly furniture is probably worth more than our home.
I know. I guess it's, everyone has their own taste.
Yeah, but then there's also dog shit all over the floors. Bronwyn, get it together, girl. But
I think she is. I think she is.
She might be. All I was gonna say is that, like in this situation, it looks very
timely.
I don't know Todd. So I'm not going to sit there and like disparage your whole marriage and that union, but it looks very opportunistic. This guy clearly does not give a shit what you're doing. He doesn't care about what you're doing. He has no interest in who you are. He has no interest in your career. He has no interest in how you're navigating it. He has no interest in your family.
Remember when she was in the car with him and she said, "Oh, I did something I shouldn't have done. I got involved." And he's like, "Oh, with your friends or whatever." He has no interest. You're right. He has no interest in the show. He doesn't really know anyone. He doesn't care, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it to be like, going back to the Bronwyn Newport of it all, you guys, it definitely solidified her spot for sure. Going into the next season, she's going to be single. She's going to be dating. Actually, for the first season, she's going to be single. She's going to be navigating a divorce. The next season, she's going to be single. She's going to be coming out of that divorce, coming over the hump, and she's going to be dating. And then the next season, she's going to be really dating and potentially meeting somebody who is the love of her life. Like, it's so smart what she is doing. It is so smart. It's solidifying her career. And you guys we cannot negate the fact that she just landed herself on Vogue.
Right? It's insane. I mean, look what she's done in such a short amount of time on reality television. Like, legit. I said that last time, but she has become kind of a fan. People like her. They attach to her. She's gotten involved in the fashion thing, kind of like Lisa Rinna did. I think she was always like into the fashion. People like that. I think she's really good on the show. I think she's good for the show. I don't see her going anywhere. And she is someone on the show that I like. I like watching. I like watching that journey. I don't like watching the conversations with her mom or Todd because they make me cringe. Yeah, in like not the best way, but yeah, everything else.
I am gonna say that she is definitely a yes man. When I met her at Kathy Hilton's party, she was very dismissive. When I had never met her before, I had never met her, so she was like,
some people are like that though.
I know,
it's hit or miss, especially these ladies.
Out of the alliance of being with Whitney and Heather and all of them, and then Whitney turned around and like,
mistake.
Whitney turned around and effed you on this season, and you're sitting there being like, "Well, I didn't know that Whitney was gonna screw me over." Yeah, girl.
Yeah, but you're living Whitney's dream. Divorced, single, running around, having a storyline. Holy shit. You're living her dream.
The only difference is that you didn't have a prenup and you're about to come out with a shit ton of money.
Yes. By the way, guys, if you guys are looking for a prenup, we love our sponsor, Hello Prenup. You can use Up and Adam 50 for $50 off your very own prenup if you're getting married.
I love that you're saying that.
We never promote. I mean, we never promote Hello Prenup because we don't have a thing with them. We just love them and we love the CEO. And I think it's such a great idea. I was so against it when we did it, but now watching all of these different situations happening on Housewives with divorces and not having things in place or having things in place, you actually can watch how a prenup helps. And this is not helping Todd. So,
well, and then I also wanted to add to this. A lot of people have been messaging me, asking me if I've been in contact with Jen Shah. And the answer is no, I have not. I don't really have much to say. You guys, like, when it comes down to it, she was the person, I was the person that she called last before she went in, right? And she would always call my mom Fabulosa because my mom would, this is so bad, I'm sorry, Mom.
Would intoxicate us.
She would boil Fabulosa on the kitchen counter, like in the pot, and she would make the house smell really good. But
yeah, except we're dying of cancer at the same time. Like it's just not.
She was essentially like putting chemicals in the air. And then when Jen found out about this, she started doing it. And then Coach Shaw ended up hiding all of the Fabulosa. So it became like a running joke.
There's nothing to really say though, Adam. Like, you got to see where she goes with this and what she does next. A lot of people don't necessarily care. Especially from, feedback that I've been watching through other, avenues and also our own comments. But it's the holidays. I think, the next time we see what she's going to do is going to be something like a documentary or something like maybe a sit down, something like that.
Well, I just want to chime in on this. So, by the way, Michelle, thank you. Hello, everyone. You guys are having a great show thus far. And I know as I'm making my Christmas cookies and they're going to taste much better because I'm happy as I'm making them. Hey,
you know what? It goes a long way. And that just sounds so good. I'm so glad we're like in the festive holiday time. Happy Hanukkah to everyone too, by the way, who celebrates.
Well, happy holidays. Here we go. Let's go.
Former friend, castmate Jen Shah had her prison release date moved up. Any thoughts? Have you?
I think it's today. I've heard it was today. Yeah.
Have you heard from her?
No. I wasn't one of the first calls she made. So
she had one call. It wasn't you.
Reconnect?
I don't think so. I think that chapter is closed for both of us.
Yeah.
And Andy said she's not coming back. So Salt Lake is small, but we've been able to avoid people in Salt Lake that we haven't wanted to see.
Yeah.
Me personally and other people. So I don't think we'll cross paths.
Okay, good. Your former friend, castmate Jen.
Okay. So what I want to say about this, of course you don't want to see her. You literally lied about a black eye. Hold on. Before I bring Jason in on this, you lied about a black eye. You sat there and you sit on this high horse. You are somebody who is representing the network, Bravo, NBC, and everybody looks at you like, oh my God, you're a fan favorite. She is a fan favorite.
Yeah, she does very well in
at the Four Seasons. She was 3 doors down. On Jason and I's way out, when we were checking out of Vegas, what did I say?
I don't know.
Didn't I say like? What did I say to Heather?
I have no. You just said have a good trip.
Yeah, have a good trip, and she looked at me like,
like the plague.
Yeah, but wait, you know who clocked this shit? 2 T's in a pod, and not Teddy and Tamra, but Tamra and Dolores. Watch. This is where I love Dolores.
We're going to talk about all fucking season. If Heather ever argued with me and I was on the show, I'd be just like, let's talk about your black eye. Let's talk right? That would be my only answer to Heather ever. I want to hear about your black eye.
I don't think she ever gave.
Don't talk to me until you tell me about your black eye. You know what I would say to Heather?
All fucking season.
When Heather is what you're saying.
But I feel like Heather
she doesn't want to have a one-on-one conversation with Meredith because she wants to do it in front of the entire group where she feels the strongest, right?
Well, that's why people do want to do it in front of the entire group. But she says, I don't want it with just me and her, where she can manipulate me and get me to think or say what she wants me to say. I don't believe anyone can do that to Heather. So I'm not buying that, of course.
Yeah, I'm not buying
You
that
want to
either.
do it in front of the group for the scene of it. Sometimes you got to not play housewife. So there's a fine line between being too much of a housewife. And right now I feel like
too housewifey. You know what I mean?
too
Like,
housewifey. I think she's
it's like
being too housewifey
I had a lot of people
is what you're saying.
But I had a lot of people send me messages when I asked about the show, and they said they really feel like it's being produced, scripted.
Imagine.
Maybe. But,
Yeah.
you know, that's
that's not how we,
to,
yeah, it is. It's not like something that we do or Bravo does, but a lot of people are saying it just feels a little too scripted.
So again, like, that's up to the girls if it is being scripted or produced to say, no, that's not what I would say. And I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
At some point, you know, you say that.
I had a lot of people send me messages. Do you think that Heather is being a little too hard on Meredith?
I do. And I think that I would have liked to see them have a private conversation. But then you don't see, it's not like Lisa making this all about herself 3 seconds later. Like they're having a conversation.
Meredith asked. She's like, I've asked for a private conversation. You can't give it to me.
She's called her twice.
Yeah.
And she didn't mind filming the private conversation, but she didn't want it within the group. And I think that should have been had between the two of them. And I'm getting pissed off with it on Potomac too. Like nobody's having a one-on-one. It's like a schoolyard sophomoric fight where everybody gathers around right before a fist fight or an argument. In my case, it would be a fist fight, you know, where I went to school. So like, you know, I don't, you know what? It kind of triggers me. It makes me a little bit upset.
Yeah.
Bring back,
do you think
back the one-on-one sit down?
I am starting to feel sorry for Meredith.
You know what it is? I'm going to tell you. I think because there are no more one-on-one sit downs, that things aren't getting resolved and we're getting lost in the actual subject at hand and then never goes away. Like, okay, it started with Heather and Meredith and then Lisa jumped in and now it became all about Lisa. So we still didn't get to the resolution with Heather. Enough. It's just enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong, guys? I don't know.
No, I think you're right.
I'll take any constructive criticism.
No, I think you're absolutely correct. And I just feel like we have no proof of this plain argument, whatever. She's already apologized. They need to move on. At this point, it just looks like a bunch of bullies against Meredith, in my opinion.
In fact, the one-on-one sit down.
I am starting to, what do you think about Lisa being in glam for 3 hours?
Oh, here we go.
Then walking, and then showing up with sunglasses on in the dark. And she's like, you know, I've been walking around. I have been, I got my 10,000 steps in and I bought a really cool pair of Birkenstocks. I'm like, wait, backtrack. A really cool pair of Birkenstocks.
Is there such a thing?
I mean, I've
seen some rhinestones and stuff. I've seen some cool ones. I've seen some like Chanel. There's even Chanel Birkenstocks. That's not cool. However, you know, again, Lisa's not being housewifey. That's Lisa. Lisa's being her authentic self and doesn't apologize for it.
I had to actually laugh when she's walking down, like it looks like a. What do you think about like it looks like a boardwalk by the water and the wind's blowing, her hair is going, she's got her glasses on. I'm like, aren't you so glad you had that glam done?
I know, but it's nighttime, you know, and she's got glasses on.
What she says just
wait
cracks
for the
me
Whitney,
up.
You guys. Wait.
She's like, what'd she say? She's like, she's talking to the makeup girl, and she's like, and somebody walks in, she's like, yeah, she's from Santorini. Or she's from Greece. No shit. Like, no, you just flew her in for the day. I'm like, what the hell?
She is too much.
So then they finally meet.
I can't fault her for being herself. I don't mind.
I know. I love her. So I'm like, it looks like a board. Like, what is Whitney doing? What is Whitney doing?
Right here.
She is like, she's just, I think she's overreacting. It's a little bit of too much of a try hard at this point.
You know what? Whitney's crying, and if she's crying because she feels bad that she watched someone get bullied on the plane,
then why didn't she do something at the moment?
Say that, or she should say, but I'm like lost. Again, I'm lost because now we have 3 different things going on that could have been handled in 3 separate scenes. So you're losing yourselves, guys. Like, okay, we have one subject. It's Heather and Meredith. That should have been handled between the 2 of them and maybe brought onto a group.
Yeah.
And then we have Lisa talking about herself. I forget what she was talking about because now I just look across the table and Whitney's crying about what happened on the plane.
Like, what is? I just felt like that was just a stretch. Yeah, no, it's just the Whitney stuff to me was just kind of a stretch. Like, what are you doing?
But what did she mean? Sorry to interrupt. What did she mean? Because I don't want to lose this thought. What did she mean by saying to her, we're all paying for it now? Are they getting hammered on social media for allowing that to happen? I don't know. I didn't see that.
Well, no, because you know what? Honestly, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't have aired by then. So they wouldn't have known, nobody would have known about it. So they couldn't go after them.
Okay.
But I think that,
well, it's out there.
I just think that's all they have.
The story's out there.
It is. Yeah. I think that's all they have right now. And they're just really leaning into it. And it's getting to the point where we don't want to see it anymore. Like, change it up, find something else to talk about.
Whitney saying because of what you did on the plane, we're all paying for it.
What did she say? The problem?
You're the problem.
You're the problem.
And what happened on the plane, we're paying for. I need to know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
And that also brings me to this now. Who allowed that to happen, a whole plane ride? Who fucking allowed it? I want to know, because if it was a stranger and that was happening,
I would not have sat back and allowed it.
Just chill out. Like, leave the person alone. Go sit over there. I'm going to sit here. I would have separated them. Why didn't the stewardess get involved? Why did nobody?
It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
What I want to know. Heather, who's very righteous and wants things, who was always saying who should be right and who should have done something and told the truth and proof. Why didn't she get involved? Listen, she's a big girl. I don't want to fight Heather. Yeah. I'd listen to Heather. If Heather told me to stop and sit down, I might think about it.
Heather scares me a little bit. The scene before.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a lot. First, I have to say I love Dolores and Tamara together.
Dolores is so good.
On point with everything she's saying. I mean, like, you got to think about it too. Back when Dolores, I would say back when she was on New Jersey, because we haven't seen New Jersey in like 2,500 centuries. Dolores used to say, even though she does play Switzerland a lot, she sat down with Margaret and they had a conversation and it got kind of heated and she walked away. She came back. That's a housewife. That's what you do. Even Stassi, who was told by production on Vanderpump Rules, you need to do it this way. She's like, I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? They are, and I those are such great points, like such great points.
Also, too, the fact that they're calling out, like, you guys are being like, we were so nervous with Meredith Marks being up in arms and just aggressive on the plane, and it really took us aback. No, it didn't, you assholes. It didn't take you aback. Nothing took you aback. If anything took you aback, first of all, for Whitney, you came from a dad who was having substance abuse issues. And you also said that there were people who did really nasty things to you, which is terrible, while you were a child. So you said that people like really crossed that line. Okay. So if in fact that is true, which I'm not questioning, Meredith sitting there getting upset with Brittany Bateman, telling her the same things that she's told her the whole time, but maybe even if she was like having a few champagnes, whatever, that is not going to be something that is going to send you over the edge. Let me just say really quick. I have sat there and I've seen my stepdad hold a gun to my mom's head. I have seen so many things happen. And if I had a group of friends and they were sitting there yelling at each other and they were like, oh my God, you fucking bitch, or something like that, I would be like, you are kind of being a bitch. So just, but like, it wouldn't be like, oh, you guys are doing that for cinematic effect.
I mean,
and the fact that Dolores is clocking it, I love.
I mean, they've clocked that. It's been overly produced since the very first episode when they did that RV camping shit. I was like, what are we doing? Like with the cameras and stuff. It's like sending them on a field day. Like other franchises just don't have time to do that shit. They just need to live their lives and like get together for like a snack and champagne and shit and fight. Like it's not, that was just so weird. It has been overly produced. I do feel like, and I said this on Friday too, I feel like the first half of the season was like, let's get Lisa. And the second half is let's get Meredith, because I feel like some of the ladies are they feel inferior. So like, they just want to have a fight. I don't know. It's funny. I love how they clocked all of that. I thought it was very interesting.
Well, and also I think that the women right now are trying to fight for their spots. And I think that for Bronwyn Newport, like getting a divorce or separation, whatever, secured. Angie Katsunavis, like nobody questioned her. We know, secured. Mary Cosby, secured. Documentary is coming out January
1st, like literally the first day of 2026.
So, and we've also already heard from people who, by the way, they said I look really good, guys. So go check out the documentary.
I'm like, apparently, screener.
Apparently, I'm laying the foundation as a narrator, but
I mean, that's what the whole point was. No, but there are other people that, you're not saying, who cares?
I mean, honestly, like,
like at this point, we're really sitting here trying to like, well, you're not doing anything against Mary. You're the only one who did any interview that came very close to her. So that's why they wanted your point of view. That's why they wanted you to narrate things. And all you do is talk for a living. So you're perfect.
Also, I want to say, without naming the person's name, there was a producer who came up to Jason and I one night at the Four Seasons, and my eyes were like red. Like I put in the wrong eye drops. I was like dying. I just got like yelled at by like a famous podcast producer set, whatever.
Let's not say famous. That's not so famous.
I mean, they just did like 100 million views, so famous enough.
Yeah, but you're the, like, what are you, an episode producer? Like,
they were an assistant. They were an assistant. But the point is,
you have multiple titles for your low pay. Okay.
The point is as I was walking away, my eyes are like bloodshot. I'm like sitting there trying to figure him out. And then Jason was like, hey, I have to introduce you to so-and-so, who walks up, producer. And that person, I said to them, like, hey, I'm going to walk past you because Mary Cosby's right over there. She's walking in. And they were like, who gives a fuck? Do what you do. Like, they don't care the way that they talk to us as far as like production. So like, and I told you, remember? And I was like, what? Because I was so worried, you guys, about like pissing off production. And I was like, oh my God, I'm pissing off production. They were like, no, fuck them.
No, we never, you know what? We never really do piss off production, just because, we have friends who are producers in these shows, very close friends. And it's not that, it's the network, really. It's the image of that talent on the network that I think they get a little finicky about, but the producers don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a show, so that's their whole point. Right. I don't like when producers get caught in these weird kind of things. This is the thing. And Dolores brought up a really great point in that clip. She said, you have Heather Gay, who's all about proof, receipts, timeline. I don't know what order. I've heard it a million times. I still don't know the order of how.
But you're the biggest liar on fucking Bravo.
That's what I was gonna say. Is when she had the black eye, she put producers, production companies, and their jobs at literally just put them on the line. Because you were trying to make it like production's fault.
I'm asking right now. How?
Like, it's wild. The hypocrisy is wild. But listen, the hypocrisy is all over Housewives.
So,
thank you, Henrietta. What another great point. For someone who wants the proof timeline receipts, we don't have the black eye receipts. She also lied about hooking it with Captain Jason, which I talked to him actually, you talked to him in New York, and it was the same thing. Like, there's so much just like misconstrued different things that come out of her mouth. It's really hard to believe her. But and now on the other end, the network loves her because she tests really well. People love Heather Gay. People love her story. a lot of people who
yeah, but who cares? People love the facade of what is. Let me just say really quick. Now I looked this up, and it says that a production company, they administer about 25 to 50 production members. Like that's production team A, production team B, production team C. You guys have to remember they do the morning, they do the middle of the day, they do the end of the day. They have to like have people all around. And then they also have the editing teams. They have the executive producers. They have the people who are watching behind the iPads as it's being filmed. They have the people who are going back and it's going to the executives. You sat there and you fucking lied on an entire production team, which, by the way, is outsourced by a network. So what you did was essentially put in jeopardy about 25 to 50 jobs, making it look like somebody potentially harmed you or attacked you. To say that that's not the biggest liar on Bravo, you're right there with Jen Shaw.
You know, sometimes the biggest liars hide behind the cloth. It's like what do they say? A wolf in sheep's clothing, right? That's exactly what it is. And then you hide behind the Mormon thing and all that shit. I mean, all my Mormon cousins love some Heather Gay, and I always ask why. Please let me know why, because she was also a Mormon. Like
it just doesn't make sense to me. You guys, like, do I think that watching the evolution of Heather Gay, yes. I think it is. It's fascinating. Watching her with her daughters, amazing. Watching her with her business and growing her business into multiple locations,
amazing.
Okay, amazing. And then watching her with being able to deal with being like the antagonist and drive storylines, amazing. But then when you're sitting there and you're acting,
not this season.
No. But no, this season doesn't make sense. But when you sit there and you delve into being this person who just wants to lie and then act like a victim. I hate a villain and a victim at the same time. It's the same thing. Like
that's one thing we can actually agree on this.
But hold on, and then I ask you guys. I ask you guys in the live chat, and I'm not trying to protect or pretend to know more information than I do. You guys would know if I did, but I'm not trying to protect anyone. Which one is worse? If Monica Garcia truly hated Jen Shaw for being with Jen Shaw, and I haven't talked to Monica in a while.
If Monica Garcia hated Jen Shaw for being with Jen Shaw.
No, for her being Jen Shaw, for her like yelling at people, for her acting out, for her allegedly throwing things, being like erratic. If that was the case, and her and some of the other workers for Jen Shaw decided to come up with Reality Von Teese, and they came up with this Instagram social media account that was going to, I guess, effectively just kind of unmask who she was as a person and what the truth was behind Jen Shaw in that moment. What is worse, that or sitting there and putting the lifeline and the jobs of 25 to 50 to potentially 80 people on the line by potentially saying that you don't know who gave you a black eye, which would...
We don't know how it happened. Did you bump something?
Which would in fact...
What was the story? Wasn't the story of like, oh, she might have hit a vape or some kind of pen, and she was also drinking?
No, she said that she didn't know. She thought that maybe it was production. But if it was 25 to 50,
production came in and rammed you with a bat? Like, what does that mean? Like,
guys, my point is that if in fact she did that, and she put their jobs in jeopardy, like which one is worse? One was to expose the bad characteristics of a housewife and show, okay, well, Jen at that time, because she had to go through drug abuse program. She had to go through alcohol abuse program. She had to go through mental abuse situations through prison. She had to do evaluations. She had to go through all of these programs that lessened her sentence, right? And then you go to Heather Gay. And so she did have to go through those. And then you go to Heather Gay, and it's like, you literally pin this shit on multiple people. Like,
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but there is no comparison to
there's no fucking comparison. You're an asshole.
Well, yes, she's an asshole. Yes. Calm yourself, girl.
No,
but
I'm
what
just
I'm saying is you can't compare that. Yes, Jen Shah did all that great stuff, and she needed to because there were a lot of victims. Heather didn't have victims. Okay, this is why people don't go with the Jen Shah thing.
She didn't have.
No, I know. In a different. Correct. I get it, but like the comparison is a little wild, like just a bit.
No. The comparison was not of what Jen Shah did to her victims of the elderly people. The comparison was to what Monica did with making a social media account exposing.
Oh, I think that's the who cares?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know
it was not Jen Shah to Heather, it was Monica to Heather.
Right. Okay, sorry. So, totally got it. It just sounded like it. So no, by the way, most of these ladies before season 1 all had burner Instagrams. All of them. Let me repeat, because every single one of them, and some of them have come out, some of them have been not bought up or like given away or whatever. Every single lady had a burner account. Some with the Real Housewives of SLC, I think was one of them. It's not just that. So like we could all just do proof timeline receipts on each other at this point. You know what I mean? But the thing is Monica was good TV, and she honestly like kind of poked the bear a lot with these ladies, and I think they just needed that at that time. But every time someone comes in new, it feels like, or someone gets a little more successful or a little more liked, it's weird how Heather kind of changes directions and starts pointing and leading from the side of, oh, we need to Meredith, we need to get rid of Meredith, or we need to get rid of Lisa, and blah blah blah. And then she hires Dinglebat, thing number 2. Whitney comes in and like tries to like play partner with her, and it just looks bad. Like get a storyline. Someone with successful businesses like Heather Gay has, very successful businesses. I want to watch that. I don't want to watch you make up things and like
coming to your TV.
Kind of,
so don't worry.
Yeah. Go. Oh wait, did her friend I don't know, did that get picked up?
Well, I don't know.
Was it announced that BravoCon?
No.
Okay, yeah, because Heather Gay was supposed to get some kind of spinoff like Vanderpump Rules, but now that we're watching Vanderpump Rules come back, and then Southern Hospitality with its low ratings, I don't know if they want to watch another person that owns a business with their staff.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
I mean, it would be a fun shakeup.
Yeah, it would be a fun. Yeah.
I don't know. But no, guys, I'm not sitting here trying to get like heated about it. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, somebody made an Instagram account and really just targeted somebody who ended up going to federal prison for what they did because they got found guilty.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Can we also back up? But then you hire the person to do your glam who was also running the account?
What
in the same season Monica was on, you hired another person.
I didn't even think about that.
Reality Von Teese with Monica, with I don't know the other people's names, but this girl was your, I don't know, hair, makeup, I don't know what the hell she was. You hired her to be your glam after you said that this account has come after all of us and made our lives so crazy. It's like, oh my God, what the hypocrisy is real with Heather Gay.
She's a clown.
Wild. It is. Yeah, it's wild.
She's the clown that would never make it into Cirque du Soleil. You're like a state fair clown.
That's true.
You're a state fair clown, but we're going to move on. Heather, don't worry. We'll come back for you.
No,
it was so nice. It was so nice briefly meeting you in
you know what I have to say about Heather is you want to like Heather.
No, you really don't.
Yes, you do. You want to like. I can see it. I can see it from a mile away, just from being in person with a lot of
as like a normal fan.
When you're around the talent, you can really see, like, okay, who is what in real life. You can feed off their energy. You see what they're looking at. You see what they're doing. You see who they're talking to.
Yeah. And
you really want to like Heather, but I just can't find a reason based on what, she's done on the show. But that pisses me off. Now that I think about it again, I wasn't even pissed off until I brought that up myself. She hired that fucking girl not that fucking girl. I don't mean it like that. She hired the damn girl
She hired the fucking girl
account
who sat there and like went in on us and who said, "Oh, honey, you want to go? You want to go to Blows?" And I'm like, I don't even fucking know who you
are. You? Yeah. Sorry, reality
Tanisha or whatever her name was. Don't know. Yeah, it was Tanisha. And it's Tanisha. Like, I don't know you. I don't give a shit what you're doing. You sat there. You went against your best friend, who was Monica. You sat there and you partaked in this whole reality Von Teese kind of whatever. You sat there and you got floozied by Heather Gay because she was like, "Give me the information. I'm going to give you a job."
And then
Heather ended up taking the information, and then she ended up turning around and she dismissed you because she used you for what she needed. So that makes you a moron, and Heather comes out on top. So congratulations, moron. Like a fucking idiot.
Wild. It's wild.
Ay. All right. So we're going to move on. That was intense.
Yeah, the stakes aren't that high. You don't have to go that deep.
You just went deep.
No, it's the hypocrisy.
Well,
it's that you hired this girl who was on reality Von Teese, but then you sat there and said proof timeline receipts to Monica. Like, how does that look?
You're still going in. Don't sit there and say that it wasn't that deep to me when you're still like,
it's not that deep. The stakes aren't that high, Adam.
Okay.
But this bit, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, guys, on top of that, I know that we talked about this briefly, but just to give you guys a little bit of a recap, Megan King Edmonds, she did end up losing all 3 of her children, her daughter and her 2 sons, because she ended up sending her child to school with Ritalin to give to the nurse to administer to her child. And that Ritalin was not prescribed to her child. So clearly CPS was involved with that situation. And now they have stepped in and they have taken away the children, and they will be living in Tennessee with Courtney O'Connell, who is Jim Edmonds' newish wife. He's been with her for quite some time now. And Jim. So they're going to be taking over the 3 kids, and now Megan will be seeing them for a couple weeks out of the summer. She has lost complete custody, and she has posted a few things. Like this morning, the universe reminded me that maybe I don't need to diagnose the cracks. Maybe instead
disguise the cracks.
Disguise the cracks. Instead, I can fill them with color and purpose. Thank you to the universe. Then you have Kelly Dodd who's saying he's a dick. But here's the thing. This is what's happening. People have asked me about it multiple times in DMs, like what's going on with Megan King Edmonds. I do want to say this really quick. When Jason and I went to go, and I think I said this on the last live, when Jason and I went to go visit Rick and Kelly to go do an interview, she was there getting a nose job, and all she did was talk about her kids. Well, but it's true. All she did was talk about her kids. All she did was talk about how much she loved her children, blah, blah, blah. So I don't want to speak on her as if I have any intel of her being a not good mom. So I want to say that. And I'm also not a parent. So I don't want to speak on it as if I were a parent.
There are dangers though in giving your kid something they're not prescribed, especially when it comes to milligrams and stuff like that. If something is off, you don't really know, right? You shouldn't be doing that anyway.
Well, they could be allergic to it. They could, yeah.
There's so many things. So yeah, I understand the concern, but it is sad.
Yeah. But speaking of Real Housewives of Orange County, everybody's talking about the fact that we might have a new Tres Amigas. And this photo was clearly taken from BravoCon, but Katie Janela, Vicky Gumbelson, and also Tamra Judge, they were all photographed this week going to a Christmas party, and it looks like they are definitely hanging out enough to make it look like, are we trying to pursue some sort of alliance for season 20?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so too.
Yes. I'm here for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know people don't like Tamra and Vicky and stuff like that, but Katie Janela, well played. Yeah. Well played. You want to stay on the show, align yourself with the trouble and the problems, do this Tres Amigas stuff. We just talked about on Friday how, I'm sure Vicky's come to some terms of her contract now, but remember, she said it herself on our podcast with Kristen Gray Snow that the contract wasn't Like she didn't have it before they announced it. They kind of announced and gave her her orange. My conspiracy theory was that they did that to kind of back her into a corner, you know, so that they could pay her less because they know she wants to be back on the show. They just announced this at BravoCon. Everyone is super excited. Well, not everyone, but most people. And now it's kind of like, okay, she has to, you know, jump on the show. So here, now you have Katie, Janella, Tamra Judge, and Vicky doing this Tres Amigas stuff, and they're kind of backing production into a corner. We need Katie back because this is our new Tres Amigas kind of thing. That I feel like they're all playing like a little game here, but well played, because I think that Katie Janella deserves another season. I like her and Matt. I've said this multiple times. I think she was caught in the middle of someone else's bullshit, and that bullshit had to do with like on the blogger side and on the housewife side. And I think we need her back, whether she stays Tres Amigas or they go down to Dos Amigas. It doesn't matter to me. Just bring Katie Janella back.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And I think that that's going to piss Shannon off, but I also think that Emily.
Good. Then keep Shannon on the show. This is what we need.
But also not like Alexis Bellino. Like we don't need like when you bring in
Gretchen
Alexis
Rossi,
Bellino, it's
Bellino.
like let's bring in somebody who's like, you can't just have such a clear vendetta. Like it has to be like we have conflict resolution. You're not going to sit there and have resolution with the woman who is like screwing your ex, who is now engaged to him and he's suing you for 80 grand. That's not going to happen. So
I think doing this, I think what you just said, the Tres Amigas, is going to piss Shannon off. I think this is good enough. You know, we've tried the Alexis Bellino thing. It didn't work, right? They tried the Gretchen Rossi, and Gretchen and Slade came in with one thing, and that was to take down Tamra. That was like, that's what it felt like. And it's like, I don't want to watch that. I also don't want to watch Slade, you know? So, by the way, Gretchen Rossi looks amazing in person.
No, she does.
Like she looks almost better than she does on TV. And besides the costumey stuff, like she looks really, really good.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need why? Like, what's the she didn't really add anything to the show. You know, I think you have Heather, you have Shannon, you have Vicky, you have Tamra. Like I said Friday, it's almost like an OG cast. It's like that old school cast. Bring someone old back again too. I think if we're gonna do it, let's do it all the way, you know?
Yeah. And then also, guys, I want to put OC to the side, but then I also want to talk about Beverly Hills for a second, because Jason, I'm going to give it to Jason. Jason was the one who said, I feel like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season, I feel like we're getting back to like OG Housewives. We have Housewives storylines. It's nostalgic. It's good. We want to watch it. Okay. Jason never wants to watch anything Bravo unless it's Below Deck.
Well,
so for him to say that,
it feels like homework.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do my homework. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to certain shows. It's like I said with Salt Lake City, I don't know what I'm watching this season. It's just all over the place.
Right. But then what I was going to add to this was you guys met Amanda Frances, who is, I'm losing my voice, guys. I'm sorry. You guys met Amanda Frances, who is the newbie on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you guys don't remember and you didn't watch this past week's episode, she ended up buying Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky's Bel Air home. She was ripping up the floor. She's known as like the money woman. She is self-made, has made a lot of money, has a hot husband, and she has no problem giving her opinion to anybody. She does not give a shit. So she also spoke out, and I thought it was a little bit, I thought it was kind of like beating a dead horse a little bit. That's probably not the best figure of speech, but I did think that, because she was like, no, I have stepchildren, and, you know, and then you had Bose who was like, not stepchildren. Oh, girl, like if I were the mother and you said stepchildren, no, those aren't your children.
I don't know if she meant it that way. Did
no,
she?
But also that's what they fucking are. They're stepchildren. Relax. It's stepchildren. But then Bose ended up coming out and saying to her, she felt like it was very unnecessary. Amanda Frances came out with text messages from her stepchildren's mother, who sent them to her after watching the episode that said, I am so grateful for you. And yes, I feel like those children are just as much yours as they are mine.
Yeah.
So literally solidified everything that she said, which I thought was pretty great. But in case you guys missed it, here we go.
Amanda Frances has released screenshots of text messages between her and her stepchildren's mother to her Instagram story. Now, if you remember, Amanda is the newest member of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she was just introduced this past episode. And in the episode, she makes a comment about how she was born in 1985, so she is a bit younger than the other women. Well, in the episode, when she is asked if she has kids, she says that she has 4 and says something along the lines of like 2 of them are older and they're my stepchildren. So then someone's like, oh, those are his kids. And she said something like, no, they're mine. I raised them. Well, after the episode aired, Amanda did address that scene on her Instagram story by saying, when you have to let your stepkid's mom know you said, I'm raising them on camera, and she comes back like this. And their stepmom, whose name seems to be Alana, says, and you are raising our children, and I'm very grateful you're such an attuned and a wonderful stepmom. Whatever drama they want to try to create, I mean, good luck, because we're fucking solid. It's okay. I expected this, and I expect there to be fucking more. Something, something, something. Continue building our fucking empire. Our kids are happy and thriving, and you are a big part of that. And then at the very bottom, it says, honestly, all 4 of my children feeling loved and cared for is all that actually matters. Tremendously thankful for supportive co-parenting dynamics. Amanda.
Boom.
Really cool. I mean, that to be in that situation after a separation, with kids is kind of admirable. So yeah, good for her. I'm really excited for this season of Beverly Hills. I don't know why when you hear, and I said this Friday, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but when you hear the little Beverly Hills jingle, and they come back from commercial or whatever, it just feels good now. It doesn't feel so stale. I like the introduction of Amanda Frances. I think Rachel Zoe. I mean, listen, you're getting a lot of comments, or Adam, you need to go watch just part of the Rachel Zoe project, but it was such a big thing back then. And then who she is, to see the other ladies kind of fangirl over her a little bit.
I should actually.
Jennifer Tilly, Sutton seems completely different. Dorit and PK. I mean, we have a show. It just seems like it's going to be good, and it has my interest again, and it hasn't had my interest in seasons. So it's nice to have that to watch, and I love Amanda Frances so far. Now she's only been on for like 5.2 seconds, but I think we're going to see a big personality for sure.
I think that the fact that the actual mother, the birth mother, coming forward and giving us some sort of like just different perspective when the whole dynamic of just like challenging what Amanda Frances said in the first place was just challenging the fact that she was trying to put herself in a position as if she was the mother, and like what that would feel like to the actual birth mother. But for the birth mother to react in a text message and clearly give her the okay to post the text message saying that they align with each other, that's phenomenal, you guys. Like, just saying, growing up, I didn't have that shit.
No,
for sure.
No.
So like for this, like having the mother, the stepmother, those dynamics, and the fact that they're correlating and they coincide, my God, amazing.
Yeah, it just feels like we have a more, like, I don't know how to explain it. The cast is a little more dynamic. Everyone's kind of like up here. I'm not really caring for Erica, I have to say. I think when all that stuff was happening with Tom, and to see her in all the glitz and glam, I think that was one thing. Now that she's just kind of like whatever, and it's whatever to me. And Dorit and PK, like, this is going to get heated, and I've never really been into that storyline, but willing to watch. I know there's 2 sides to that story for sure, so I'm wanting to see how it plays out. But like, yeah, and then you just have such great additions: Kathy Hilton, Jennifer Tilly. Like, they are doing something right in Beverly Hills right now.
Well, and then I did want to say, there was one last topic that Jason had no knowledge of because he's not really watching it, which we don't really even cover it. But what I did want to cover was the fact that Real Housewives of Potomac, which we have friends from Potomac, you guys, like housewives, like Monique Samuels, her sister, My God, we love them.
I grew up in that area. You know,
Yeah.
I actually, I am watching this season. I'm a little bit behind, but it caught that's another one I fell off of because it got a little stale, right? I think since not saying Monique was the reason, but since around that time that she left, I kind of like fell off a little bit. I was watching, I think it was like a month ago or before BravoCon. No, it wasn't before BravoCon. That doesn't make sense. But I was watching an episode not so long ago and I'm like, this is good. Then I watched another one. Now I'm catching up to get where I should be. But I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying this again. Like, this is another one that they're doing something right.
No, I think it got better. I think that it had like 2 seasons that were just like
blah. It was blah for a minute. Yeah.
Blah.
But I think they all go through that.
Yeah. Well,
in a sense.
I mean, literally. Yeah.
Like Salt Lake's not going. I mean, Salt Lake has never been strong in its seasons. It's always had a strong reunion.
But OC did, Beverly Hills, Miami.
Oh, yeah.
York,
Miami.
Potomac.
Wait, Miami's never really had a bad season.
Well,
has it?
When they took 8 years off, they did.
Oh, yeah. But like every time they're on the TV, they're
no, they're okay.
Lack of better terms, they're on fire.
Yeah. But then Atlanta, they've had bad seasons.
Oh, God. It's still not there.
Yeah, New Jersey, New York. No, yeah. Anyways,
it gets stale. They got to keep it interesting. That's why you got to move people around. Anyway,
what I was gonna say was Gizelle Bryant. Obviously, we know if you guys are watching the show, which Jason is watching, but he's not so up to date. So I'm gonna just give you guys like the lowdown on this one. She's publicly clashing with Angel Massey, who Angel is a whack. So she is a wife of a formal professional, I guess, just ball player, really is the best way to put it. But on social media, they are portraying this whole lifestyle as if, oh my God, we have the money like that. On the show, it's like we have the money like that. Then in the scene coming up this upcoming Sunday, they're saying, oh, well, they got evicted. Wait, what do you mean they got evicted? And then Dr. Wendy Osefo, who's the last person who should be talking about anything with money or anything else.
Well, we didn't know before. We didn't know.
Is saying, listen, I have a girlfriend who is a real estate agent who said that Angel reached out to her and wanted a house that looked like it was worth $50,000 to portray some sort of lifestyle, but really we need it for like $2,000 to $3,000. And they were like, no, bitch, no way. So we might have another sort of fraud situation going on. I think
I don't want any more of that. I don't want any more of that.
Do to people though. People feel like they have to keep up. Honestly, this is in this moment, this is where I give it to like somebody like Gina Kirschenheiter. Go live in your fucking townhouse with your 12 kids. And your kids and your stepkids.
No, she's not living in a townhouse no more.
No, but I'm saying like go live in your townhouse or your house and like you can't keep up with it. It's fine. At least you're not trying to pretend and you're not living in a chateau and all of a sudden you're going to federal prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah. No, totally. I just, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
I think we covered.
we did.
We covered a lot of this, you guys. So, Jason,
guys,
you were very animated today.
Oh, you were very animated today. The stakes are high for you today.
Were they?
Yeah.
Guys, can you tell me?
Maybe me too.
Was I think that I was okay. In the live chat, we just let me know if you think that like, oh well, fuck, he was animated.
No, you're
I'm losing my voice.
You're funny.
2, it's 20 degrees out. I'm still in shorts. I have no long pants. I'm in a short.
You have long pants. You just don't wear them.
I don't.
I don't. You do. Yeah. Yes, you do.
They don't fit my ham hocks.
They.
Yes. So no, I don't.
Oh God.
But, okay. Thank you. I love an activated Adam. You were funny. I loved it. Thank you. Guys, I did want to remind you, since we are gearing up for the holidays, and today is the first day of Hanukkah.
Yeah.
On the first day of Hanukkah, my true love said to me, go buy some seagrass, get some best sleep.
Or good sleep.
So guys, go check out SEAGRASScode.com. Of course, you guys know that we've given you a ton of different codes. we have gotten so many amazing messages and also like incredible feedback. And a lot of people have been saying that they've been getting the best sleep that they've ever had. And so for us, you know, like Jason and I think that you look at it like a website, so you don't quite understand how much work went, you know, into it. And I'm not saying that as like a diss on anyone, but like we sat there and we went through the formula. We tried the gummies. We got new gummies. We tried those gummies. We got more gummies. We tried those gummies. So
we worked on the formulation. We've worked with our farms, our manufacturers. Like,
it was
we've gone through the whole process. And the great thing about the rebrand is we got to do it the way we wanted to do it. And now everything is set. We just sent some to our friend. I have a friend who is a Broadway producer, has really, really a hard time sleeping because she's always dealing. She's also a manager. So she deals with all of her talent, and then she's dealing with her shows, and she has a hard time sleeping. And I said, let me just send you these. I just want your opinion, because some people will like take the stuff, you know, the night or the go to sleep pills. I don't know what they're called. What are those? What are those called? You know what I mean? Ambient. Oh my God, that shit fucks me up. Like, I can't do that, you know? But this just gets you to where you need to be. It's a great gummy. She just texted me yesterday, and I was showing it to you, Adam, that she's like, these are amazing. I love them. I feel good when I wake up. I feel refreshed. I'm sleeping. And I'm like, that's music to my ears, because it's so hard to make something for everyone, because not everyone is going to, you know,
or melatonin,
like, or melatonin. We have a little bit of melatonin, but it's only to help everything work together. So yeah.
But guys, again, go to SEAGRASSCO.com. If you guys have any questions, you can message our team right there within the website. And I know that Hanukkah started today. We have family coming in this week. We are going to hopefully, as long as there's enough topics, do another Hot Messy on Thursday. And as long as my voice is here. And then we have more videos that are coming out today on both Up and Adam channel 1 and 2. And of course, I'm going to be posting polls on both, and then TikToks as well. So lots going on, lots coming up. We love you guys, unless Jason has anything to say before we go. Do you?
No, that was good. That was good.
Okay. We love you guys. And we will, oh, wait. It's really helped me sleep with my knee replacement surgery. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And don't forget family videos.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So I actually have a plan.
Be careful.
Yes. No. I have a plan.
I was thinking about live
up for members, and we might even do the live, but I
don't think it's appropriate.
Don't know how it's gonna be. So
I don't think I can live stream my family.
Live streaming that, but it's just members. Members are like our friends. So like, I feel like
my family is incredibly inappropriate. I don't think so.
But we have other people there on that night, right? We have friends coming too. So it's not just family. So
you're confident. Okay, all right, guys, we love you. Happy Monday. We're sending all of the best, and we will see you so very soon. And if you're listening on the podcast, please drop us a 5-star review and let us know, or rating, and let us know what your favorite topic was. If you're listening on YouTube and you're part of the replay crew, don't forget to smash the like button and comment and let us know where you're watching from. And all in all, thank you guys so much for supporting our baby, SEAGRASSCO.com. You're the best. We love you, and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.